Hello, and welcome to my weekly scope with Seopa, Seize Your Passion. And today we're going to talk about how to leverage failure. Now, here's a great quote to start you off. As I look back on my life, I realized that every time I thought I was being rejected for something good, I was actually being redirected for something better. And I think that is a perfect quote to start off our chat today. So let's get going. Bobby Umar here, four-time TEDx speaker and one of Inc. Magazine's top 100 leadership speakers. And I want to share today my weekly scope on behalf of Seopa, which is Seize Your Passion. We're going to talk about how to leverage failure. I'm here every week on Thursdays at 11:45 a.m. to share thoughts about passion and a specific topic on that. So I'm from Toronto, Canada. Let me know where you guys are from. I'd love to hear where that is. Just post below when we can share that with one another. Where you got, and if you're liking what you're seeing, again, share this on Twitter, share this on Facebook, share this on wherever you're at, and also comment, share some hearts, let us know you're liking what you're seeing and or you're hearing, and we'll go from there. So failure is something that happens all the time for many of us, but often we don't know how to deal with it. I mean, it takes us back, and we fall flat on our face, and we don't know how to get up. And I think it's a big challenge for many of us. So the topic today is really all about how do we leverage failure in any sort of setback when it comes to seizing our passions. I mean, the whole idea is that we want to make sure we seize our passions and get out there and focus on what we want to do. And it's challenging. Now, what do you guys do? I mean, before I share my 5 big tips on what I would do, what are some of things that you do? Like, how would you leverage failure when you're trying to seize your passion? So, for the most part, just share that with me and let me know what sounds good to you. So, 'cause I think that would be a great way to go. But in the meantime, before I share you where you're from and your thoughts on high leverage failure, let me start off with my first one, my first of five tips. Number 1, how to leverage failure in the face of seizing your passion. Take a break for yourself. Take a break. Breathe. Treat yourself. Go see a movie. Go with friends. Go have a drink. Go get some food. Whatever that makes you feel good, makes you feel helps you escape. Go to the spa. Whatever you can do to escape, I think will help you tremendously in dealing with the potential guilt and emotional overwrougtness of what that failure can do. Because if it's a failure that came from you going through something you're passionate about, it's going to hit you hard. I know that, years ago when I was running a workshop, and I was just pounding the pavement and doing a ton of work on it and just really working my butt off to, spending hours and hours to get bums in seats. And then the day came and there was 6 people, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I was so bummed, but I still had to do the workshop. I stepped outside just for a little bit, walked around the corner, gave myself a bit of a break, kind of get myself pumped up. And then I came back in and I delivered an excellent workshop, even though it was for 8 people. And that's fine. I mean, that's what you got to do. The show must go on, as we know. I've even performed on stage for a theater of 400 people. And we once had, I remember we really made a big mistake. We decided to have a Friday afternoon matinee and nobody came. There was literally 14 people in the audience out of 400. But we're like, no, let's do that. And the cast was bigger than the audience. There was 30 in the cast. So we just worked our butts off and did the best we could. So that's the first one. The first way to leverage failure is take a break, treat yourself, escape a little bit. Number 2, again, please share your thoughts. What do you think of this, that idea? What are some of your ideas? Thank you for the heart. I appreciate that. Love that. What do you do to leverage failure? I think that I'd love for you to share your stuff too, and we can maybe talk about it. And for the most part, if you ever want to share your own thoughts or ideas or give feedback to Seopa, go to seopa.com/videos and share your thoughts, share your ideas. Maybe even do a video yourself and share with us. We'd love to share it with the world. Number 2, the second thing I do to leverage failure. It's all about you win some, you learn some. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. It's not a failure. So the question is, what did you learn? What did you learn from that experience? So that takes a bit of deep reflection, honest evaluation, no judgment, no defensiveness, just, take it all in, just okay, yeah, this. Because, feedback is something that you have to take in and resolve in a certain way. Now, some feedback you say, I accept, yes, that was me. The other ones you're like, well, that's a good point. However, there's this to consider, so therefore I can resolve why it's not that relevant. And the third way to deal with feedback is to say, well, I appreciate that. However, I'm going to dismiss it for these reasons. So these are all things you can do to make to understand what happened with the failure and take that information. So spend a lot of time learning and trying to really understand what went wrong. So really try to learn from this. What's the best thing you've learned from that failure? So take a dip, take a break, treat yourself. Number two, what did you learn? Let's get into. Hey John, welcome to the chat. Good to see you again, my friend. We're talking about the ways to leverage failure when it comes to seizing your passions. So let's go with number three. Number three, this is really about going back to the reflection piece. I want you to thanks John, thanks for the hearts, appreciate that. We're talking about failure. The number three is getting 5 different people to give you feedback. So what I want you to do is I want you to get feedback sources from different folks. So don't get the 5, like, so for example, for my event where I, failed and no one showed up, I wouldn't take the 5 people and say, why was the event not attracting more people? You get different people. So one person attending the event, one person who thought about coming, one person who helped manage it, one person who knows you as a friend, one person who's a business advisor. These are things you can do to get information about, and also diverse information about what went wrong and what you can learn from it. So really taking that, because if it is a passion of yours, if you're really passionate about starting a photography business or starting mountain climbing or starting I don't know, scrapbooking, I mean, whatever it is you want to start up and it's not going well, getting feedback from a diverse range of people, even people that have no interest in that topic or that passion, will give you a more objective response to what you need to make it work for yourself. So I would look at 5 completely different people to get feedback, sounding boards to learn that from other people. So leverage failure. Number 1, take a break, treat yourself out. Number 2, what did you learn? You win some, you learn some. Number 3, get 5 different people to give you feedback and feedback sources on what happened and what went wrong. And again, if you guys have any topics, what do you guys do to leverage failure? I'd love to hear what your ideas are in terms of how do you leverage failure. Have you failed before? If so, how did you feel? How'd you deal with it? I know that when I fail, oftentimes I feel very devastated. One of my big things I end up eating, I want to eat a lot. I feel like eating, or I feel like drowning my sorrows in food, which is a bad thing because I'm trying to be more healthy. After this, I'm going for a healthy salad lunch, just so you know. Number four. This is what I call revamp, reject, and release. So based on the feedback, you have 3 options. Okay, one is to revamp. Revamp what you think you should be doing, and this is probably the most popular one that I would figure out for you. Like, figure out, how do I revamp it? How do I change things and adjust things? And yeah, Edison failed with the light bulb. I appreciate that, John. You fail till you accomplish it. Edison failed like 200 times with the light bulb, then he got it, right? Or even more than that, actually 10,000 times. So that's a big piece of it. So revamp, reject, release. So what you do is you revamp based on feedback, based on your reflection, based on going at it, and that you really want to do it. You keep revamping, add to it, change it, adjust it, whatever you need to do to make it work better next time. It may not be the best the next time, but it's still going to be better. You got to be continually evolving, improving, and growing. That's what leadership is. Leadership is all about evolving and growing and changing for the better to better yourself, as well as better and impact other people in the world. So that's what you got to be doing. That's the first one. Now, the second thing you can also do is you can reject. I mean, people can give you feedback and you can just reject and say, well, I'm going to reject it and just keep going on. And I'm going to just do it again. Maybe I'll just do it better this time, and things like that. And you may even reject the feedback and try it 2 or 3 times. I know that happens in all things in life. We often try to do things 3 or 4 times before we start to even listen to people. So I want to be mindful of the fact that some people are stubborn, and you should be aware that you are stubborn, but some people are stubborn and they want to do it again. So I'll give you permission to try. If it's the first time you tried it, I'll give you permission to try it 1 or 2 more times, and then you need to start listening to people and say, you know what am I doing wrong? So it's okay to reject it and try it again. And the third one, and this is probably the hardest one, is based on the feedback, based on your reflection. Maybe you should release. Maybe you should let it go. Maybe it's something you shouldn't be doing because the means to the end is too much, or it's too many resources, you're spending a lot of money, it's affecting your health. These are things you really have to consider in terms of how it's going to affect you personally as well as professionally in your life. So there are some things you have to let go. For me personally, I had a theater company, a musical theater company that I produced and directed musicals for 4 years. And then the 4th year we had some trouble. And after just lingering and letting it go for a long, long time, I finally said, you know what? I need to make a decision. I need to let this go. And some people were very, very upset about that because, I had a bunch of people working with me. But in the end, they're like, you took the courage, had the courage to end it, and it wasn't going well. So they appreciated that. So sometimes you have to let go and release. So step 4 when it comes to leveraging failure, revamp the project, revamp the passion project, and try a new way. Reject what people are saying sometimes and just do it anyways again. And then finally release. Am I going to Summit 17 next year? I haven't been invited yet, so no, I haven't. I haven't thought about that. Is that in California, John? Let me know where that is because I think that's where it is, right? So that's 4. So now we have number 4. Take a break. Treat yourself. Number 2. What did you learn? You win some, you learn some. Oh, San Francisco. Okay, great. Number 3. 5 different feedback mechanisms. Number 4. Revamp or reject or release. So those are my top 4 things for how to leverage failure. Now, what about the 5th one? Anyone else have any other ideas what you guys do? Here's my 5th one. The 5th one is vision. Close your eyes and revision exactly what it is you're trying to do. What does success look like? What does it feel like? What does the room look like? What are the colors? How does it feel? What's the temperature? Rejig your vision by just envisioning what it is. I do that all the time for my fitness journey. And I have a lot of failures in my fitness journey. Absolutely. I had a couple just yesterday where I ate a really bad meal or ate poorly. It wasn't a bad meal. It was just a delicious meal, but it was poorly chosen for my nutritional needs. So what's the vision? Rethink, rejig, look afar. They go, here's what I want to go, here's what I want to do, and think about that. So that vision will help you reestablish your leadership path to what your passion is, you're trying to seize, how you're trying to deal with it, how you want to take it to the next level. All right, so that's my 5 ways on how to leverage failure. And if you're liking what you're seeing, again, please share this on Facebook, share this on Twitter, share this with your friends. And hey, Mo, welcome. Thanks for joining. I'm talking about the 5 ways to leverage failure. And so let me review the 5 ways that I just talked about. Number 1, take a break, treat yourself. Get out there and give yourself a break, go for a party, hey Mo, I appreciate that. Go on a spa day, go shopping, go eat some food, go find some friends. Number 2, what did you learn? You win some, you learn some. So the thing is, what are you learning on that? So take the time to reflect on your own to figure out what it is that you learned from that because you're going to apply that for next time. Number 3, get 5 different feedback sources. So 5 different people, a delegate, someone who attended your event, someone who's a partner, someone who's a friend, maybe a parent, a friend, someone who doesn't know you. Get 5 different people to give you feedback and get as sounding boards. Number 4, revamp, reject, or release. Revamp your process of what you're trying to do, or reject the feedback and just do it again, or finally release and let go and maybe not do that anymore. And finally, number 5, vision. What's your vision for the success of the event? What does success look like? What does it feel like? And then rejig your batteries to go after it again. Now, that's all for me for today, guys. If you enjoyed this talk and you like our weekly chats, by all means, share this on Twitter. Look for the repeat. You can also see videos on seoba.com/videos. You can see what's out there. Yeah, timing's an important thing for sure. I definitely agree with that. Sometimes the tips may not fit your timing. So yeah, that's why it's good to take that break. The break may be even longer. So so maybe the next time the time will be right. Appreciate that, guys. So wish you guys all the best. seoba.com/stream. Appreciate that. And join us. We'll be here every week at 11:45 on Thursdays. And also, I believe Rachel from Seopa is going to be doing some of her own her podcasts and Periscopes as well. And I'm going to try to do more Periscopes. I know I used to do one daily. I haven't done that anymore. I'm going to try to get back there. I'm going to commit to you guys and be there every morning, all right? So wish you guys all the best. And go Rachel. She's awesome. So wish you guys all the best. Have an amazing week and stay healthy. Take care. Bye-bye.